Hey there, welcome back to Dawn Catalyst. I'm so glad you've joined me today. If you're feeling overwhelmed with your daily tasks, struggling to find focus, or just wanting to make the most of your 24 hours, you're in the right place. Today, we're talking about something that transformed my own life and has helped thousands of our community members: time blocking. This isn't just another productivity hack, it's a practical approach to taking control of your day. Before we dive in, if you're new here, Dawn Catalyst is your daily companion for personal growth and practical life skills. We drop new content every single day to help you become your best self. If you find value in today's session, hit that subscribe button and join our community. And hey, drop a comment letting me know how time blocking works for you. All right, let's get into today's topic and reclaim your time together. Section 1: What is time blocking? So, what exactly is time blocking? Simply put, it's the practice of scheduling specific blocks of time for specific tasks or activities. Instead of working from an endless to do list, you're actually assigning each task to a dedicated time slot in your day. Think about it like this: have you ever found yourself staring at a massive to do list, feeling paralyzed about where to start? Or maybe you've had those days where you feel busy all day long, but by evening, you can't really point to anything meaningful you accomplished. That's what time blocking solves. Here's what makes time blocking different from a regular to-do list. A to-do list tells you what needs to be done. Time blocking tells you when you'll do it and for how long. It transforms vague intentions into concrete plans. Picture this: it's Monday morning. Instead of saying, I need to work on the Johnson proposal sometime this week, you've blocked out Tuesday from 10 a.m. to noon specifically for that task. There's no ambiguity, no decision fatigue about what to work on next. What I love most about time blocking is that it forces you to be realistic about your time. We all have this tendency to overestimate what we can accomplish in a day. Time blocking confronts you with the reality of your 24 hours. You start seeing your time as the precious, limited resource it truly is. And here's something we all need to hear: when you time block, you're not just scheduling work tasks, you're scheduling everything, including breaks, lunch, family time, and yes, even scrolling through social media if that's important to you. The idea isn't to turn you into a productivity robot, it's to make intentional choices about how you spend your time. Let's talk about why time blocking is so effective. And I promise this isn't just productivity theory, there's real science behind it. First, time blocking eliminates the constant decision making that drains your mental energy. Think about a typical workday without a plan. You finish one task and then spend several minutes deciding what to do next. Maybe you check your email, get distracted, and 30 minutes later realize you still haven't picked your next task. Sound familiar? Time blocking removes these decision points. Your day is pre-decided, freeing up mental energy for the actual work. Second, it helps combat what psychologists call the planning fallacy. This is our universal tendency to underestimate how long tasks will take. When you start time blocking, you'll probably be shocked at how quickly your day fills up. That's not because time blocking takes more time, it's because it's showing you the reality you've been ignoring. Remember last week when you thought you could clean the entire house, do all your errands, and have a date night in one Saturday? Time blocking would have shown you that was never realistic. Third, and this is huge, time blocking creates boundaries against interruptions. Let me give you a real-life example. Sarah, one of our community members, was constantly being interrupted by colleagues with quick questions that derailed her workflow. Once she started time blocking and communicating her focus times to her team, these interruptions decreased by nearly 70%. Her colleagues respected her deep work blocks because she had made them explicit. Think about your own life. Maybe it's not colleagues, but your kids, your roommate, or even your own tendency to check notifications. Having clearly defined time blocks helps establish boundaries. Fourth, time blocking aligns perfectly with how our brains naturally work. Our brains function best when focusing on one thing at a time, despite what multitasking enthusiasts might claim. When you time block, you're creating the conditions for what psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi calls flow state, that magical zone where you're fully immersed in a task and time seems to fly by. Remember that project you were so absorbed in that you looked up and 3 hours had passed? That's flow, and time blocking helps create the conditions for it to happen more regularly. Finally, there's the psychological satisfaction of seeing your completed time blocks at the end of the day. Unlike a to-do list where you might only check off 5 out of 15 items, leaving you feeling like a failure, with time blocking, you can see exactly how you spent your day, and that's powerful feedback for continuous improvement. Section 3, How to Start Time Blocking. Now let's get practical. How do you actually implement time blocking in your everyday life? I'm going to walk you through a simple process that you can start today. Yes, literally after this video ends. Step 1, choose your tool. This can be as simple or as sophisticated as you want. Some people swear by paper planners where they can physically write in their time blocks. Others prefer digital calendars like Google Calendar or specialized apps like Todoist or TickTick that have time blocking features. The tool doesn't matter as much as finding something that feels natural for you to use daily. Personally, I started with a simple notebook divided into hourly increments before moving to a digital system. If you're just starting out, simple is better. Step 2, block your non negotiables first. These are the fixed appointments and commitments that have specific times, things like work meetings, school drop offs, doctor appointments, or your child's soccer practice. These create the framework around which everything else will fit. Step 3, identify your energy patterns. This is so important but often overlooked. Think about when you're naturally most focused, creative, or energetic. Are you a morning person who can tackle complicated tasks at 7 a.m., or do you hit your stride in the afternoon? For example, I know I'm sharpest in the morning, so I block my most challenging creative work from 8 to 11 a.m. My neighbor Lisa, on the other hand, schedules her most demanding tasks between 1 and 4 p.m. because that's when she feels most alert. Understanding your energy patterns helps you match the right activities to the right times of day. Step 4, block time for your top priorities. This is where most people go wrong with time management. They fill their days with urgent but unimportant tasks, leaving no time for what truly matters. With time blocking, you deliberately schedule blocks for your most important work first. Let me give you a real example. Michael, a father of two who works full time, was struggling to make progress on his side business. He kept waiting for free time that never materialized. Once he started time blocking, he reserved 5:30 to 7:00 a.m. 3 days a week specifically for his business. 6 months later, his side hustle was generating actual revenue, all because he stopped hoping to find time and started blocking time. Step 5, don't forget to block personal activities and breaks. This isn't just about maximizing work output, it's about creating a sustainable daily rhythm. Block time for lunch away from your desk. Schedule that workout. Put in time for reading or meditation if that's important to you. I even recommend blocking time for transitions between activities. If you have a meeting ending at 2 p.m. and need to pick up your kids at 2:30, don't schedule something else at 2:01. Give yourself that buffer. Step 6, get realistic about task durations. Most of us wildly underestimate how long things will take. When you're starting out with time blocking, try this rule: estimate how long you think a task will take, then add 50%. With experience, you'll get better at estimating. Step 7, review and adjust daily. Time blocking isn't set in stone. At the end of each day, take 5 minutes to review what worked and what didn't, then adjust tomorrow's blocks accordingly. If you consistently find that certain tasks take longer than you allocated, that's valuable information for future planning. And here's my personal favorite tip: create a buffer block each day, an hour or so with nothing scheduled. This catches the overflow when things take longer than expected or handles unexpected urgencies without derailing your entire day. Section 4, Common Challenges and Solutions. Now, let's address some of the challenges you might face with time blocking, because I want to be real with you. This isn't always smooth sailing, especially at first. Challenge 1, my schedule is too unpredictable for time blocking. I hear this one a lot, especially from parents of young children, people in reactive jobs like customer service, or healthcare professionals. The solution isn't to abandon time blocking, but to adapt it. Consider theme blocking instead of task blocking. For instance, instead of scheduling, write report from 9:10 a.m., you might block responsive work, 9:11 a.m., giving yourself flexibility within that theme. Take Jasmine, a nurse and mother of three who thought her unpredictable shift work made time blocking impossible. She started using theme blocks like household management, kid activities, and self care that could flex around her changing schedule while still ensuring all her life areas got attention. Challenge 2, I constantly underestimate how long tasks will take. This is universal. The solution is twofold. First, track how long tasks actually take for a few weeks. This data is eye opening. Second, use the time blocking plus technique. After you've scheduled your day, go back and remove one task. This builds in breathing room. Challenge 3. I feel guilty when I don't stick to my time blocks perfectly. Remember, time blocking is a tool to serve you, not a rigid master to make you feel bad. Think of your time blocks as appointments with yourself that can be rescheduled if needed. Lewis, an accountant who joined our community last year, was initially so strict with his time blocks that he'd feel like a failure if he didn't complete tasks in their exact allocated time. He's since learned to view time blocking as a dynamic tool rather than a performance metric. Some days he follows his blocks precisely, other days he has to adapt. Both are okay. Challenge 4. Other people don't respect my time blocks. This is especially common if you work in an office or have family members who are used to having access to you whenever. The solution? Clear communication and boundaries. Let colleagues know when you're in a deep work block and when you'll be available for questions. Use status messages on communication tools or even a simple sign on your desk or door. For family members, having a conversation about why you're time blocking and how it benefits everyone can help them respect your focus time. Challenge 5. I get bored or restless following a strict schedule. If this resonates, try building variety into your blocks. Use techniques like the Pomodoro method, 25 minutes of focus followed by a 5-minute break within your larger time blocks. Or schedule completely different types of activities back to back, something analytical followed by something creative, for example. Remember that time blocking is ultimately about intentionality, not rigidity. The goal is mindful use of your time, not perfect adherence to a schedule. Section 5. Taking time blocking to the next level. Once you've mastered the basics of time blocking, here are some advanced strategies to try. First, consider day theming. This is where you dedicate entire days to specific areas of focus. For example, Monday might be for administrative tasks, Tuesday for creative projects, Wednesday for meetings, and so on. This creates even more focus and reduces the mental cost of switching between different types of tasks. Second, experiment with task batching within your time blocks. Group similar tasks together, like making all your phone calls in one block or processing all your emails at once, to leverage momentum and focus. Third, try the time box technique for procrastination prone tasks. Instead of saying, I'll work on this until it's done, say, I'll work on this for exactly 30 minutes. This makes starting easier, and often once you begin, you'll want to continue. Fourth, use color coding in your calendar to get a visual sense of how you're distributing your time across different life areas. Are you spending enough time on health, relationships, career development? The visual pattern can reveal imbalances. Finally, consider sharing your time blocking system with close colleagues or family members who need to coordinate with you. This transparency helps everyone plan better and reduces scheduling conflicts. We've covered a lot today about how time blocking can transform your productivity and help you take control of your days. Remember, the goal isn't to squeeze more work into every minute, it's to be intentional about how you spend your most precious resource, your time. Start small, try time blocking just your morning hours this week and see how it feels. Pay attention to what works for you and what doesn't, and adapt accordingly. If you found this helpful, I'd love for you to subscribe to Dawn Catalyst. We release new practical life improvement content every single day, covering everything from productivity strategies like today's topic to mindfulness, relationship skills, and personal finance. Drop a comment sharing how you plan to implement time blocking in your life or any questions you might have. I read all the comments and love connecting with this incredible community. Until tomorrow's topic, remember, your time is valuable, and how you choose to spend it shapes the life you create. Thanks for spending some of your valuable time with me today.